If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The camera's here and the microphones, and they wanna know, the return. If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The crowd is here and the lights are on, and they wanna show, yeah.
A fresh, cool young Lou, trying to cash his microphone check 212. Wanna believe my own hype, but it's too untrue. The world brought me to my knees, what have you brung you? Did you improve on the design, did you do something new? Where your name in on the guest list, who brung you? You, the more famous person, you come through. And the sexy lady next to you, you come too. And then the hitman, standing outside of heaven, waiting for God to come and get me. I'm too uncouth, unschooled to the rules, and too gumshoe. Too much of a newcomer and too uncool. Like shadow in the veil, I battle with it well, though I need a holiday like lady who sung blue. Go back, whatever you did, you undo. Heavy as heaven, the devil on me 2 tons too.
If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The camera's here and the microphones, and they wanna know,
and you better wear your shades. The spotlights here can burn holes through the stage. Down through the basement past the Indian graves where the dinosaurs laid, and out through China nearly misses airliners magnified ×5. This is pointed at the rhyme. Ricochets off the moon and sets the forest ablaze. Now that's important to say, cause even with all that, most of us don't want it to fade. We want it to braid, meaning we want it to grow, meaning we want it to stay. Like the governor called and he told him to wait. Unstrap him from the chair and put him back in his cage. The audience ain't phased, then they ain't gon' clap and they ain't gon' praise. They want everything back that they paid, cause they've been waiting since 10 to see the lights get dim.
If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The crowd is here and the lights are on, and they wanna show,
Chauffeur, come and take me away, cause I've been standing in this line for like 5 whole days. Me and security ain't getting along, and when I got to the front, they told me all of the tickets were gone. So just take me home where the mood is mellow, when the roses are thrown, M&M's are yellow, and the light bulbs around my mirror don't flicker. Everybody gets a nice autograph picture, one for you and one for your sister, who had to work tonight but is an avid listener. Every song's a favorite song and mics don't feedback. All the reviewers say you need to go and see that, and everybody claps cause everybody is pleased, and then they all take the stage and start performing for me, like ha 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 ha, ha 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 ha.
If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The camera's here and the microphones, and they wanna know, if you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The crowd is here and the lights are on, and they wanna show, if you are what you say you are, then have no fear.
High above the air and high above Northrend, the Sunday night fights have come to Coldarra here in the Borean Tundra. Week 15 of the 2018 SNF season is here, And what a card we have lined up for you here tonight. Suspended high above the frozen cold stone floor. And keep in mind, if any fighter falls or gets knocked off this platform, or any of the platforms we'll be using tonight for the fights, they're going to have to take res sickness to get back up. Adds to the stipulation, it is going to be an incredible night, especially with Smokey the Bear in the mix and his history with Typhoon. You know that's going to be a factor. We have Smokey the Bear against a returning Adior who made it all the way to the championship finale in his debut. McGregor advances over the reigning champion Big Stu, who is reigning champion no longer. Big Stu vacating the title, unable to make it here tonight. So we will crown a new champion. And, of course, McGregor, the notorious one, Mystic Mac returning and immediately advancing to the semifinals. Our first fight of the evening will be Emhyr fighting out of the red corner and Zanti fighting out of the blue corner. And then from there we have Snozzy, who, unless Enderstone logs in within the hour, he will be advancing along with McGregor to the semifinals. And then finally, the final fight of the opening round, it will be Smokey the Bear against Adior, the Battle of the Elves later on here tonight. So let's get things started. Emhyr versus Zanti, week 15 of the 2018 Sunday Night Fights about to kick off. The playoffs are looming. The Renegades Brawl is just a couple weeks away now. And, of course, you can find the playoff picture at www.alliancerevolutionvaj.engine.com. The playoff picture there, Smokey the Bear is still in the hunt. Adior or Snozzy could be in the hunt, along with Zanti after tonight. Strong performance. Next couple of weeks will get them in the hunt. And to win out the rest of the season, that will give them a playoff berth. So every win is crucial. Only the best four, the final four, will make it to the Renegades Brawl. And from there, the final two will battle atop Ice Crown Citadel at the Frozen Throne. So here we go. Emhyr fighting out of the red corner, as I said. Zanti fighting out of the blue corner. The history between these two is well documented. Emhyr and Garland, Emhyr and Sprite, Emhyr and Zanti now. The players behind these two characters, Megatobi 2 and Ala 38. Ala 38 got Megatobi into World of Warcraft, got him into the game, and the rest is history. And now the two old friends, they have been friends since elementary school. Their journeys have led them up to this point where they collide yet again, hundreds of feet in the air above Northrend. So here we go. The Nexus, the center of arcane power here in Northrend, going to be the backdrop for Emhyr as she looks to get back in the title picture. And Zanti looks to have another impressive tournament. Last week and earlier tonight, we saw Zanti just run through his competition. Tonight, earlier, we saw his AFC debut, the second ever, AFC Fight Night against Flame Vortex, just running through the Enhancement Shaman. Now we have to make sure, Emhyr, can you verify Zanti does not have the legendary neck piece on? That has been outlawed for the remainder of the SNF season.
Yes. I verify.
All right, and that goes for Big Stu, the former champion who has vacated the title here tonight. We will crown a new champion. Who will that new champion be? Let's find out. Zanti and Emhyr will initiate the first duel. Assassination Rogue versus Affliction Warlock. And here we go. Zanti emerging from stealth here, pouncing forward. And Emhyr doing a good job here, getting that damage in early on Zanti, but she is really feeling that punishment there. The Drain Soul interrupted. Emhyr bounces back with the Healthstone. Zanti slips back into stealth, back out of stealth. Both fighters neck and neck. Emhyr down into the red zone, 5% rocked, and Zanti gets the knockout in round number 1. 5-round series, and Zanti already leads 1-0. There's been a lot of talk and complaints about the neck piece, But Big Stu and Zanti have won regardless. And Zanti proves he doesn't need the neck piece here tonight. And I'm sure, and Big Stu proved, of course, last week in that finale against Snozzy that he didn't need the neck piece either inside the Instance Arena. So, outlawed or not, Zanti gets the win here against Emhyr and leads 1-0. Zanti will initiate round number 2. Emhyr, a 2-time champion, chasing the record of Siwas, who currently sits and has sat atop the history of Warlocks within the Sunday Night Fights with 3 championship victories. All of them won back in 2014, and that record has stood ever since. Emhyr, 1 title win away. She'll look to win a 3rd one here tonight and tie up the record. Zanti, on the other hand, looking to become the 4th Rogue champion in SNF history. And, of course, those other 3 Rogues, Kalindel, the legend, the assassin who won in the 2014 season of the Sunday Night Fights, and then against Foxy Hills in the Phenom's debut the next week. Foxy Hills was the only one who was able to stop him. We also had Gattu's, and then, of course, Smokey the Bear's Rogue random style. Zanti's going to look to follow all of them here tonight. What a backdrop. What a scenic view here. What an arena. And, of course, we haven't seen it yet, but we are going to see it later tonight as you see Smokey the Bear prowling in the background. Got to think that Typhoon is going to play a major factor if Smokey has his way. Emhyr and Zanti, round number 2 about to begin. Zanti slips into stealth, and Emhyr warily pacing, using that portal to get some distance here. Goes all the way over, and here comes Zanti as they teeter on the edge and go back and forth here beneath this pillar. Zanti getting those poisons in. It's going to be a game of bleeds versus dots. Damage over time, spells there from Emhyr, and a battle of attrition, which Emhyr is currently losing, but Zanti drops to 25% as well. Again, both fighters in the red zone almost. Zanti slips back into stealth, reemerges. There's the stun. There's the ground and pound, and Emhyr is dangerously low. There's the drained soul, keeping her in it for the moment. It's interrupted. Zanti's going for the finish again, and there's your dagger in round number 2. Zanti leads 2-0. A game of cloak and daggers here in this series, and a war of attrition between the 2 old friends. Emhyr is down 0-2 and has really done a good job in that initial burst from Zanti. That time did a much better job keeping herself up, but just when Zanti went back into stealth and then reemerged there, was unable to counter that ground and pound. That second win from Zanti makes him so lethal. The Godfather up 2-0 against the Phantom Phoenix here. What a series to start things off. And Emhyr is going to have to go back to the drawing board. She now needs 3 wins in a row to advance. So here we go. Zanti will initiate. And again, just to reiterate, Snozzy and McGregor are both advancing. Big Stu and Enderstone absent. The title is vacated in regards to Big Stu and in regards to Enderstone. The only result there is that Snozzy advances to the semifinals automatically as a result of a forfeit. So McGregor and Snozzy will fight later tonight. McGregor will be back in action for the first time in a couple weeks. And Snozzy will make his debut in the SNF tournament variant. Last week we saw him in the death match. He has yet to have fought in a tournament. Will it be against Adior or Smokey the Bear? That's what we're going to find out later on. Right now, we're going to find out who's going to advance here, Zanti or Amelia. Zanti's looking to advance automatically with a win here. Amelia's looking to hang on and stay in the series. Unstable affliction there being casted. Amelia again feeling that punishment, uses the portals to get away here. Needs to get some heals off as Zanti springs forward. Look at the speed, look at the damage, and Amelia is feeling it here. But so too is Zanti. Amelia has to get some heals off. Teetering on the brink here on spaghetti legs. Zanti springs forth yet again for the knockout. And there's your finish. Zanti advancing 3-0. What a force to be reckoned with. Zanti is undefeated on the night in his AFC debut. And then here and now against Amelia, getting the win 3-0 to advance. I said it earlier in the AFC Fight Night, Zanti played Garland, a shaman, an enhancement shaman for years, and just from a class perspective, that is such an underdog class. And now as a rogue, which is a class that is, if you know how to play it, tailor-made for 1v1, he is going to be lethal heading forward. So now we move over to the other platform here for the next fight on the night. Smokey the Bear versus Adior. So Amelia, please follow me. We're going to move the markers here as we traverse. And let's veer off here to the left, Toby. Snozzy's with me. Yeah, we're actually going to have it right here, changing it up a little bit. But this will be the spot for the next fight of the opening round. So Smokey the Bear will line up from the blue side, Snozzy from the red side. Red side being right here. So Snozzy, go ahead and line up. Or excuse me, Adior. I'm sorry. Adior is against Smokey the Bear up next. A 5-round contest, 2 minutes per round. And we await Adior to take his position here at the red corner. Amelia, what are you, obviously, you didn't get the win there against Zanti. Very tough loss there. We obviously know big things are to be expected from the pint-sized assassin. But what are you expecting here? Smokey the Bear against Adior, Retribution Paladin versus Balanced Druid. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, Smokey the Bear won the 2016 SNF season championship. That's the Super Bowl, the Sunday Night Fight season, atop Ice Crown against Foxy Hills using Typhoon and sending the Phenom soaring off the ledge of Ice Crown. So here tonight, very adept at using it. The timing is impeccable on it. Amelia, who do you think is going to get the win, Smokey the Bear against Adior, that considered?
Honestly, if Smokey can place the Typhoon properly, he will. I just see Smokey getting it, but I've seen Aador, so if Aador can place himself right and not get pushed off, then yeah, I can see Aador actually taking it too, because he does have the damage.
It's really all going to be about that Typhoon, and if Smokey can land it and get Adior knocked off the ledge, that is going to be the determining factor. If he can't, Adior is going to rein in that damage, and it's going to be a short night for Smokey. So here we go. Round number 1 begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go. Smokey the Bear and Adior. Smokey in stealth. Adior trying to search him out here. And there's Smokey the Bear. Coming out of stealth here, landing some damage early on. Cooldowns are popped from Smokey. Here comes the pain. Adior down to 75%. Smokey doing a good job landing that damage early. Adior wants to get the ground and pound in here. Does not let Smokey build up that damage over time or gain any momentum. And look at Adior feeling the punishment here from Smokey the Bear. Smokey the Bear's only knockout against Big Dad at AFC last Saturday came with Boomkin. There's those flashes of lights, and Adior drops low yet again, almost down and out, but somehow battles back. Adior is just on the ropes here against Smokey the Bear. We said if he didn't get that Typhoon, he'd be in trouble, but Adior is the one in trouble here, and Smokey's at 100% health. It was at AFC 17 last Saturday. Smokey the Bear's only knockout victory against Big Dad. came as balanced. Big Dad, one of the greatest healers of all time, and Adior's feeling, oh my God, what a shot from Smokey the Bear. Adior is down into the red zone. Smokey's looking to get the knockout upset here in round number 1. Can he do it? Lay on hands going to deny him the chance. What a first round here in this battle of the elves. Blood Elf versus Night Elf. Retribution Paladin versus Balanced Druid. Smokey standing his ground and raining damage on Adior, who now gets some offense off himself. Smokey the Bear down to 95%. Adior still at 25%. Smokey's defense is his offense here so far in this first round. And now it is Adior who's bringing in that damage on Smokey, but Smokey's health is not moving. Shield of Vengeance pop from Adior. He's already used that lay on hands early into this series. And keep in mind, Javar, the best Retribution Paladin ever, one of the greatest fighters of all time, was never able to get the win on Smokey as Restoration, and you see why. He is the most versatile Druid to ever do it, able to succeed as Boomkin, Feral, Resto. Oh, what a knockout shot there. The moon itself landing on Adior, and there's your finish for round number 1. Wow, what a knockout for the Legend Killer. And the Ashenvale Assassin assassinates his opponent right then and there. Up 1-0 is the 2-time champion. And it looks like Adior is going to switch specs here, I believe. Yes, he has switched. And I'm not sure to what, Holy or Protection. Amelia, can you verify?
He is holy, I believe.
So we were talking about that versatility from Smokey the Bear. Adior has a lot of that. There's a lot of similarities there as far as Adior being able to play Holy and Retribution, not to the extent that Smokey the Bear does it, but still very versatile fighter. And we're going to see that here as Adior now tries his hand as Holy and as a healer against that incredible damage from Smokey the Bear. Wow. I mean, you talk about a performance. You talk about a turn out the lights fight. That was it for Smokey the Bear. I do not blame Adior for switching to Holy after that one. Adior just did not have an answer for the Ashenvale Assassin in round number 1. And Smokey the Bear will let me know when his cooldowns are ready, and we will get round number 2 underway. Typhoon not used in round number 1. Will it be used in round number 2? We're going to find out as the fight begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Smokey the Bear on the attack. Can Adior withstand it? 2 minutes is the time limit on this healer versus DPS showdown. Blessing or Protection being used there by Adior. Lunar Strikes coming in, and Smokey the Bear building up his damage over time there, building up the momentum. Gets that silence beam off on Adior, who's now down to 25%. And again, the Balanced Druid, they don't use the dots as much as they build up, and their damage gets more powerful as they build up their power. So the longer this fight goes on, the more damage Smokey the Bear is going to do. Cooldowns have been popped as Adior tops himself off. Adior falling down to 60%. Smokey the Bear hammering away here at about 25% power. And Adior gets a stun off there. Heals himself back up to 75%. 45 seconds remaining here in round number 2. Smokey the Bear's health has not moved at all. Barely moved past 75% against Adior as Retribution. And this is, we have not seen Smokey the Bear play as Boomkin this season since the season kickoff back in January. This is an entirely different Smokey the Bear we're seeing here as Boomkin, at least. Haven't seen him play that spec this well since that Champions Brawl I mentioned. 5 seconds remaining. Adior looking to hold on here and bring it to the rolls, and it looks like he will do just that. And Emhyr will be verifying the rolls on the Horde side. Smokey the Bear will roll on Alliance side first. A 96 from the Ashenvale Assassin, who's looking to go up 2-0.
A perfect 100 from Aeodor.
Do you have that on the stream?
Yes, I do. Like you can see it.
Perfect 100 from Adior. Unbelievable. And Adior ties it up 1-1. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, settle in. This one has the potential to be a classic. The final fight of the opening round, Adior versus Smokey the Bear. The winner goes on to face Snozzy. Fight number 3 begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So here we go. Smokey the Bear, Adior. Tied up 1-1. Winner moves on to the semifinals. And there's Smokey the Bear landing that Typhoon out of stealth and immediately starts going to work on Adior, who tries to use that pillar as line of sight. Has to watch out, though, with the Typhoon. He might get knocked off the ledge. Now, he does have bubble to survive the fall, but still, nonetheless, he would lose the duel. So here we go. Adior down to 75%, down to 50. Repentance being casted on Smokey. He trinkets out of it. And Adior able to hold on for the moment. You see as Smokey the Bear builds up that power there, he hits him with one shot, and it takes him down by 25% and a quarter of his health, just off the board. And Adior going to mount up there, use that Divine Steed, get some distance on Smokey. But Smokey the Bear's range tonight, he is playing as balance, and he's able to just pick his shots here from wherever Adior goes. Not a lot of line of sight up here on this platform here. One of the upper levels of the Nexus here in Coldarra. Back and forth they go. Smokey the Bear striking away. Adior playing a very conservative game here, keeping himself topped off. Not allowing Smokey the Bear to get any sustained damage. 20 seconds remaining. Adior down to 75%. There's the Typhoon. Adior barely avoids it. His back goes into that pillar, and Adior avoids a fatal Typhoon, which would have given him the same fate that befell the Phenom back in the 2016 Champions Brawl. Adior down to 25%, heals himself back up to 75, and that will do it for round number 3. So Adior won via the rolls in the last one, a perfect 100. Smokey the Bear, a perfect knockout before that to win the first. And now we'll find out who wins the third. Smokey the Bear rolling a 90.
38.
And Smokey the Bear leads again by 1, needing 1 more to advance. So here we go. As soon as Smokey the Bear is ready, we will go ahead and commence with round number 4. And that round will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Smokey the Bear not even bothering to go into stealth. Going right for the throat here against Adior. Oh, there's that Typhoon. Adior almost goes off the ledge there, but not quite, as he drops down to 60%, heals himself back up. There's that silencer beam. Smokey the Bear is getting close here. He's starting to find a rhythm. Adior has to stay on his toes. As he heals back up, tops himself off. Very conservative game from Adior. He's not worried about doing damage at all. He's more worried about keeping himself topped off, and against Smokey the Bear's balance, it's not a bad move. Keep in mind, Foxy Hills, back in that Champions Brawl I've mentioned throughout the night and throughout this series, Foxy Hills was on the offensive. He was looking for the mind control, looking to bring Smokey out of stealth, and Smokey emerged and landed that Typhoon. Foxy Hills paid for that offensive mindset, and Adior playing a much more conservative game plan here tonight. It served him well so far, but that Typhoon is still a factor. Notice Adior keeping himself in the center of this platform. He's not getting over towards the edge. When he does get over to the edge for some line of sight, he makes sure his back is to that pillar. Very good positioning by the New Blood. And I mentioned a couple weeks ago that Adior, although he is new to the Sunday Night Fights, he has a lot of experience as a player and as Paladin. And there's the Repentance landing on Smokey the Bear. 15 seconds remaining here in the round. Adior getting some damage in on Smokey the Bear. Not much, just enough to keep him at bay. Smokey the Bear giving chase here. His window's closing for the knockout. Lands the Typhoon and does not get it on Adior. And that will do it. Somebody else took the Typhoon right to the face, though, and went soaring off the ledge. I'm not sure who that was.
Snozzy.
Oh, that was great. Snozzy was a little bit too close, and he got caught with that Typhoon. Adior sidestepped it. And Adior will roll first.
Six.
And Smokey the Bear will roll a 1. Smokey the Bear rolls a 1 out of 100. And it is tied up 2-2. What a series it has been between Adior and Smokey the Bear. And it's about to conclude here. They have gone the distance. A 5th and final round. The winner going on to fight Snozzy in the semifinals. And that final round begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if Smokey the Bear can land the knockout here, he advances. If he lands the Typhoon, knocks Adior off the ledge, off that center, down into the center chasm, he advances. Perfect game needed on both sides. One mistake will cost either party and will likely lead to them being eliminated. They do not want to let it come to the rolls. Adior does. Sidesteps that moon blast there. The moon itself falling down, trying to smother Adior again and wipe him from the tournament, but he sidesteps it, gets the flashes of light off there, and stays in it for this 5th and final round. Adior lands that Repentance. Looking to bring it to the rolls. Smokey the Bear looking for the knockout. Which game plan is going to pay off here? 60. Oh, there's the Typhoon, and Smokey the Bear's going to advance. Adior goes soaring all the way down. Just like that, in the blink of an eye, Smokey the Bear lands it. The Typhoon and the dagger landed on Adior as Smokey the Bear advances.
Adior's not dead.
But he was knocked out of bounds.
Okay.
if that was Alliance versus Horde, he would not be able to make it back up in time. He would forfeit out of bounds. Adeor not dead, but knocked off the ledge, as was specified earlier. If he's knocked off the ledge and out of bounds, as it would be if it was Alliance versus Alliance, he would be eliminated. So there it is. Smokey the Bear advancing in the tournament. What a finish there to that series. I warned you all about it, ladies and gentlemen, all series long. I said, watch out. And early in the night, I said, watch out throughout this tournament for that Typhoon. And there it is. Smokey the Bear, signature Typhoon, clutch performance. And it will be Smokey the Bear against Snozzy in the semifinals. So here we go. We have our semifinals lined up. McGregor versus Zanti. For the first time ever, Windwalker Monk against Assassination Rogue. On the other end, we have Snozzy against Smokey the Bear. And for the semifinals, we will take to the final platform before the finale platform, all the way at the top. And that will be over here. So we'll use this platform for McGregor versus Zanti, and then we will move to a final platform for for Smokey the Bear versus Snozzy, and then all the way to the top of the Nexus for the championship finale. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. McGregor and Zanti. What a semifinals we have lined up. McGregor and Garland, a rivalry that has been established before that. Javar and Garland, Chong and Sprite. Now McGregor and Zanti. And let's get a banner up here towards the center. Amelia, you fought against both McGregor and Zanti. Who do you think is going to get the win here and advance to the championship finale?
It's a hard one to say because they both. It really is going to end up leading to the CCs. Who can get the CCs off and get the stuns just right? Like, honestly, with Rogue versus Monk, that's how I see it's going to go. I don't know who's going to come out on top.
McGregor back in action for the first time in a couple weeks here. The last time he was in action was against Well Dog back in Dalaran, and he advanced to fight Well Dog after defeating Garland. So the Notorious one, it has been hyped up all week. It has been billed as the return of Mystic Mac. And when Zanti made his debut, I told Ala38, I said, man, one of the fights I'd just love to make, I'd love to see is McGregor versus Zanti. And we will get to see that here and now. Do not blink. Get your popcorn cooked. Get your cold beverage of choice in hand and settle in for two fantastic semifinal series right here in Week 15 of the 2018 SNF season. Warsong Offensive versus Alliance Revolution on both sides of the semifinals bracket. And here we go. McGregor, Zanti, round number one. And Amelia, you might want to mount up and get out of dodge here because the fists are going to be flying as well as the daggers. And here we go. Round number one begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And McGregor takes round number one. Amelia, your thoughts on that first round? And the best part is nobody can res Xanthi. Adior can res him. Where's Adior at?
That honestly, I thought Xanthi had it at the beginning, and because I forgot about Touch of Karma, but when that Touch of Karma came in, I was like, McGregor's got this, just because he had all of his poisons and everything already up.
Man, what a series. I mean, I can't, as a fan of 1v1 action, this is one of the best semifinals lineups that I have seen in quite some time. AFC co-main event, main event caliber fights right here, and the winner of both of them goes on to the championship finale. This is what it's all about. McGregor up 1-0. That was a fight that could have gone either way. And Xanthi, much like McGregor, round number one's a warm-up round, and they learn and adapt as the series goes on. So we'll see what transpires here as this series goes on, and Xanthi and McGregor continue to learn and get that timing down on their counters to all those cooldowns and the burst. Both ground and pound fighters, both strikers, both knockout artists, but only one of them can advance. So here we go. Round number 2 begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Xanthi starting off in stealth, getting that sap off. And here he comes. Xanthi stunned, McGregor coming in to start the damage. There's McGregor putting on the damage to Xanthi. Xanthi dropping quick. He's in the 25, he's in the red zone. Can he survive? McGregor still at 50%. Xanthi now back up as he punishes McGregor. Oh, both back and forth. Oh, Karma out. Xanthi running, trying to get those heals. He's got to keep his distance now, trying to keep those heals up. Both fighters neck and neck. Xanthi just buying time. McGregor dropping quickly into the red zone. So Xanthi almost down. Who's going to get the knockout? And it's Xanthi.
Oh my God. Round number 3 about to begin here as soon as Zanti is ready with the cooldowns. And round number 3 begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Karma being popped early on Zanti. McGregor just flying off. McGregor dropping quickly. McGregor's almost into the red zone. Zanti's still at 75%. And McGregor's down.
Zanti leads 2-1. What a series so far there. The timing on that touch of karma, I think McGregor was expecting that damage to come in, and then Zanti just faded off into stealth, baited out the touch of karma. You know, I'm not going to make that same mistake again. So you got to think this next one's anybody's game. Zanti only needing one more knockout to advance. McGregor now needing 2 in a row. What a series and what a rivalry that has been born here tonight. I compare it to Chong and Sprite and Javar and Garland. Really just a different outcome every time they line up. And is it going to be Zanti's night where he goes and challenges to become the 4th rogue champion in SNF history? Is there going to be McGregor fighting for a 6th world title? We are about to find out, ladies and gentlemen. If you are just joining us on Twitch, welcome to the 2018 Sunday Night Fights Week 15 here, live from Coldarra, the Nexus, hundreds of feet above the cold stone floor below in the Borean Tundra. McGregor versus Zanti in the semifinals here. Zanti up 2-1, and then Smokey the Bear and Snozzy still to come. We are ready to go here for what could be the final round of the night between Zanti and McGregor, unless McGregor can get the knockout here. Round number 4 begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
McGregor going to put all of his damage in now, trying to get as much damage in as quick as possible. Both fighters dropping to 50%. McGregor dropping fast. Now both fighters neck and neck. Karma being tapped on Zanti. Zanti vanishing. There he is, back to put the damage back on McGregor. McGregor almost into the red zone. McGregor getting some heals off. And
And the blind right before the Transcendence transfer could activate. The damn blind at the end there. Zanti is going to steal it with the heist of the season and advance. The expert timing on the blind stops McGregor from getting the heel off from the Transcendence, which would have got him out of dodge. And so McGregor is eliminated from the tournament, and Zanti will be fighting to become the 4th Rogue champion in SNF history. Ladies and gentlemen, up next, Smokey the Bear takes on Snozzy. And then after that, our championship finale coming up next. And a surprise debut here in Week 15 of the 2018 season coming up here. Enterstone Big Stu unable to make it. Somebody's going to take their spots here in the tournament. It is a surprise debut, and it is coming up next along with Smokey the Bear versus Snozzy. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Week 15 of the 2018 SNF season continues on up next.
Time to end this suffering. I need a minute to myself. So I can drift away. You will never get to me. What can be done, I'll do myself. So I can slip away. What's around, what's fall? What's losing control? What's around, what's fall? No one about to break. What's around, what's fall? What's losing control? What's around, what's fall? No one about to break. Face the burn, no escape, can you step to this? Face the burn, no escape, can you step to this? Face the pain, face the pain, ripping me into pieces. Face the burn, no escape, can you step to this? Face the burn, no escape, can you step to this? Face the pain, ripping me into pieces. Face the fear in front of me, I see the image of myself. So I can drift away. My blood runs deep, betrayed for me. My soldiers are repenting still. So I can slip away. What's around, what's fall? What's losing control? What's around, what's fall? No one about to break. What's around, what's fall? What's losing it all? What's around, what's fall? No one about to break. Face the burn, no escape, can you step to this? Face the burn, no escape, can you step to this? Face the pain, ripping me into pieces. Face the burn, no escape, can you step to this? Face the burn, no escape, can you step to this? Face the pain, ripping me into pieces. Watch you rise, watch you fall. Watch you losing control. Watch you rise, watch you fall. Now I'm about to break.
Ladies and gentlemen, renegades, rebels, and outlaws, outriders, legionnaires, and centurions, rise up for WOAR E-Sports Entertainment's Week 15 of the 2018 SNF season, back here and live on Twitch from the Borean Tundra's Coldarra and the Nexus that looms hundreds of feet in the air above. We have a surprise debut here tonight in Week 15, and how we're going to get to that reveal. It's going to be a roll of the dice. The losers bracket here for the first time ever. Adior and Emhyr are going to roll the dice. The higher roll will get to face the debuting new fighters. Xanthi sits in the finals. He is going to await the winner of the tournament. But this next roll of the dice is going to determine who faces the new debuting fighter, and the winner of that fight will face the winner of Smokey the Bear versus Snozzy. A surprise development here. Been planning it all week. Finally unveiling it here tonight. And here we go. We are going to line up here where Smokey the Bear and Snozzy are going to have their fight for the roll of the dice. Emhyr and Adior are going to line up. The higher roll will fight, who we're about to reveal, making his SNF debut. So let's go ahead and line up here, gentlemen. Emhyr and Adior. The elimination bracket, one of them is going to get back into the tournament. So here we go. Adior and Emhyr. Emhyr will roll first. A 99 from Emhyr and a 63 from Adior. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to reveal the newest fighter that's about to debut for the first time ever in the Sunday night fights. And what a matchup this is going to be. Historic AFC main event caliber, just as all the other semifinals fights have been. But here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, making his SNF debut for the first time ever, the Righteous Reaper, Emhyr.
Machiavellian is Illuminati, all through your body. The blows like a 12-gauge shot feel me? And God said he should send his one begotten son to lead the wild into the ways of the man. Follow me. Eat my flesh of my flesh. Come with me. Hail Mary, run quick, see. What do we have here now? Ride or die. La 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 la. I ain't a killer, but don't push me. Revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting pussy. Picture paragraphs unloaded, wise words being quoted. Peep the weakness in the rap game and sold it. Bow down, pray to God, hoping that he's listening. See a nigga that's coming for me, my diamonds when they glistening. Now pay attention, best man, please, Father. I'm a ghost in these killing fields. Hail Mary, catch me if I go. Let's go deep inside the solitary mind of a madman. Screams in the dark, evil lurks, enemies see me flee. Activate my hate, let it break till I'm flaming. Set trip, empty out my clip. Never stop to aim. Some say the game is all corrupted. Fucked in this shit. Stuck. Niggas is lucky if we bust out this shit. And plus, mama told me never stop until I bust a nut. Fuck the world if they can't adjust. It's just as well. Hail Mary, come with me. Hail Mary, nigga, run quick, see. What do we have here now? Do you wanna ride or die? La da 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 da. Come with me. Hail Mary, nigga, run quick, see. What do we have here now? You wanna ride or die? La da 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 da. Penitentiaries is packed with promise makers. Never realized the precious time the bitch niggas is wasting. Institutionalized, I live my life a product made to crumble. Much too hardened for a smile, way too crazy to be humble. We ballin', catch me, Father, please, cause I'm falling. In the liquor store, that's the Hennessy out here calling. Can I get some more? Hey.
Emhyr versus Amelia. The fight of the Forsaken. And the winner fights the winner of Snozzy versus Smokey the Bear. Discipline Priest, Affliction Warlock. This is a dream matchup that I had when I created Emhyr, and we get to see it right here on the Sunday Night Fights. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a 3-round contest, 2 minutes per round. And the first round is about to begin right now. And Amelia goes off the ledge for round number 1, reminiscent of Foxy Heels. Amelia, oh my God, Amelia goes off the ledge. I can't believe I landed it. Emhyr gets round number 1. We've seen Typhoon, and now we see Amelia go off the ledge here with Mind Control, and there's Malygos in the distance. You know, we saw a few weeks ago the Lich King showed up, and I guess Malygos, the fights are so good, he's coming out to watch here tonight. But man, oh man, what a round number 1. Oh my God. The fear. Amelia almost got feared off there earlier and then was somehow able to get right back onto the ledge. I mean, that was a split-second avoidance of a fall to her death. And here we go for round number 2. What a round number 1. And what a series this is going to be. Another rivalry that's been born here tonight. Amelia and Emhyr starting things off here with a bang. The winner goes on to fight Smokey the Bear or Snozzy. And we saw Typhoon earlier. I thought about debuting Emhyr all week long. And this is why. The perfect arena for mind control. Will it be Emhyr and Smokey the Bear in the finale? A similar matchup to Foxy versus Smokey, where we saw Mind Control and Typhoon both used. Will Amelia be able to come back in and avoid the Mind Control this time around? Get back into this tournament, earn potentially another title shot? All questions that are going to be answered. Emhyr is 6-0 in the AFC, having defeated Amelia's Paladin and Enderstone's Demon Hunter, and now undefeated so far in his SNF career. Round number 2 about to begin. Do not blink. Just as with those Smokey the Bear rounds, at any time you could see mind control, just as with Smokey and Typhoon. And Emhyr only needs one more knockout to advance. So here we go.
It's too far away. I'm out of range.
15 seconds remaining.
I need more mana.
And Amelia goes
Wow.
off the ledge again. Unbelievable. And Emhyr's going to advance with the mind control finish. I didn't think I would land it, but I did. And the Righteous Reaper advances to fight the winner of our next fight, which is Smokey the Bear up against Snozzy. Amelia, fantastic duels there, man. I didn't even think I was going to land that, but I did. What a series, man. Tough losses, I know, but my God, that was entertaining. Toby's got to be salty as hell after that one. Hey, Toby, number one, you're good, right? We're good. Just paying you back for the tree stump back a couple seasons ago with Javar.
Not a good enough excuse anymore.
Well, by the way, please pass lead, Toby, and we're going to move right over here. Our final matchup of the semifinals. What a treat there. Emhyr versus Amelia. Thrilling fight to the very end. And just as Adior before him, Amelia takes a tumble all the way down to the cold, hard ground of the Borean Tundra here. And we are set for Smokey the Bear versus Snozzy. Snozzy made it all the way in the first ever Survivor Series death match to the championship finale. And here tonight, he will be up against another veteran in Smokey the Bear. Now, the interesting thing here is Smokey the Bear going balance? Is Smokey the Bear going feral or restoration? That's the question that we need to be, we need to have answered first. And then from there, we'll see what this matchup looks like and how it plays out. Smokey the Bear up against the new blood Snozzy. Again, another experienced player, although new to the Sunday night fights. He is a multiple-time gladiator. And we'll see if he can get the win against Smokey the Bear and again advance to the one fight away from the championship finale, potentially his second consecutive championship finale if he can beat Emhyr. Might be another fight of the Forsaken here. And Smokey the Bear, what spec are you going for this one, if you could whisper me? All right, so Smokey the Bear will be going Boomkin. And it is going to be range versus range. Two heavy-hitting sharpshooters going toe-to-toe. Let's get it underway. Fight number one begins out of a 5-round contest in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Smokey the Bear versus Snozzy. Snozzy has waited up until this moment to finally get into the tournament. He's making his tournament debut, and here comes Smokey the Bear out of stealth, firing on all fronts. And here they go. Smokey the Bear dropped down to 25%, back up to 50. Smokey the Bear walks right into the trap there. He's rocked here. Snozzy not taking any damage. Smokey the Bear's backed up under the ropes. Gets the Typhoon and all those pets. He's still rocked and hobbled here at 25% into the red zone now. Goes Smokey the Bear. Snozzy's looking for the finish. He lands it. There's your knockout against Smokey the Bear in round number 1. What a finish to round number 1. Smokey the Bear, very uncharacteristic for him. Just really bottled up there by Snozzy. Incredible damage there. And Snozzy coming out with a vengeance here after coming up short against Big Stu last week. He is hungry for another title shot. and hungry for a shot against Emhyr, which will take place right here before we move up to the very final stage here of the Nexus for our championship finale. Smokey the Bear going to look to rebound here in round number 2. Has there been a spec change? It doesn't look like it. Looks like Smokey's going to stay as Boomkin. And notice also the positioning of Snozzy here, doing a great job staying towards the end, back towards that barricade. Amelia tried to do it, but mind control is very different from Typhoon. Typhoon, you have to land it and knock the opponent back. And on this platform, it's going to be very hard to do, especially against a veteran like Snozzy. So we will see whether it's Smokey the Bear against Emhyr. Emhyr, the first disciplined priest to debut since Foxy Hills back in 2014. Think about that. The Righteous Reaper, the first disc priest that we have had debut in the Sunday night fights in 4 years. And a fitting successor to Foxy Hills there, using the mind control to great effect. Both of his first SNF wins coming via the mind control. And Emhyr will fight the winner of this one later on tonight. So here we go. Snozzy, Smokey the Bear, round number 2 begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there's Smokey the Bear perched atop that barricade. And now getting some damage in on Snozzy. Not much, though. Smokey the Bear, again, just getting pummeled by those pets here. Beast Mastery versus Boomkin. The War of the Wilds. Druid versus Hunter. Smokey the Bear doing a much better job this time of getting some damage in on Snozzy. Both fighters neck and neck. 25%. Snozzy gets some much-needed heals. Has Smokey into the red zone. That heal was interrupted. Smokey's wobbly. Smokey's at 5%, and Smokey the Bear is dropped in round number 2. Snozzy looking to become the 3rd Hunter champion in SNF history. He'll have to get through Smokey and Emhyr, as I mentioned, but could be a lot of history to write later on tonight if it's Snozzy versus Zanti. But Smokey is not out of it yet. He needs 3 wins in a row now to advance. But do not count out the Ashenvale Assassin. Snozzy going to look to close this one out here, 3-0 in advance. Smokey the Bear going to look to get back into it. 1 win at a time is the Ashenvale Assassin's mindset here in this one. Smokey the Bear, no stranger to adversity. He has made incredible comebacks before. Had an incredible win earlier tonight against Adior with that Typhoon knockout victory at the very end. And as I mentioned, whether it's Horde versus Alliance, Horde versus Horde, Alliance versus Horde, if you knock somebody off, as you saw with Amelia, when they fall, by the time they get back, mounted up, get back to they've already fled from the duel. So it counts as a knockout victory for whoever landed the Typhoon or mind control. That was the case with Adior earlier tonight. Even though he didn't die, he landed his bubble. And we'll see if Smokey the Bear can advance with Typhoon here. If he's able to get the knockout. Going to be a very interesting tournament heading forward regardless. Snozzy, an incredible sharpshooter. Incredible damage, sustained damage with those pets. Just constant pressure. Does Smokey the Bear have an answer for it? We're about to find out. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Snozzy and Smokey the Bear squaring off for potentially the final time. And look at Smokey the Bear taking a page out of Emhyr's playbook and walking all the way over to the ledge. He's going to try to force Snozzy to come over on that narrower part of the platform where Typhoon's going to be a little bit easier to get off, and Snozzy's not having any of it. There's Smokey the Bear from afar. There goes the pets. Snozzy is unleashing the beast here. And they're going for the kill against Smokey the Bear. They got their target in sight. They have been sicked on Smokey the Bear, and he's feeling the punishment here. Smokey the Bear down into the red zone. 5% Snozzy's looking to advance. Snozzy brought low, but it's Smokey the Bear who dropped. And Snozzy will advance 3-0 against Emhyr after defeating Smokey the Bear. So here we go. Snozzy versus Emhyr, another Forsaken showdown here. Disc Priest versus Beast Mastery Hunter. Emhyr, the only healer in the tournament, looking to square off for his first championship opportunity. Snozzy looking to do the same in what would be his second championship opportunity after last week going against Big Stu. Big Stu unable to make it tonight, so the title was vacated. And so here we go. The winner of this fight will go on to fight Zanti at the pinnacle of the Nexus. Amelia, you fought Emhyr and you fought Snozzy last week. Who do you think is going to advance to the championship finale here?
If Snozzy's not careful, Emhyr. That's all I'm saying. Other than that, I think Snozzy has, and I hope Snozzy gets it.
Do you think Snozzy has the raw damage to knock out Emhyr?
Yes. With those pets, he definitely does. And he has the CC with those pets to keep him from healing himself.
Well, we are about to find out. So here we go. Only one of these two undead are going to go on to represent the Forsaken in the championship finale. We have never had a Forsaken champion. We have never had a Horde Hunter champion. We have not had a Disc Priest champion since Foxy Hills back in 2016. So a lot of history that could be made regardless of who advances here. Let's get round number 1 underway. 2 minutes. Amelia, take it away.
Snozzy jumping all of his pets on Emhyr. And dropping quickly. Look at that health at 50% already. Snozzy dropping to 75. Almost to 50. Emhyr back all the way back up to 100%. Snozzy still around 50%. Snozzy healing back up to around 75. Emhyr at about 75 as well. That mind control. Snozzy sitting around 75%. Both fighters back and forth, neck and neck currently. Emhyr dropping down below 75%. Snozzy joining him. Emhyr back up.
And it will come to the rolls here in round number 1. Fantastic back and forth. The round has ended, Snozzy.
My apologies. That's concerned.
It's all good. It's all good. So here we go. Snozzy will roll first. A 6 and a 42 from Emhyr. So eat that, Amelia. No bias on your end, huh? All right. Wow. I mean, Snozzy getting some damage in there, but Emhyr doing a good job keeping himself topped off and doing some damage on Snozzy as well there in round number 1. So round number 2 going to be just as interesting, no doubt about that. 2 minutes to go, and Emhyr will initiate round number 2. Snozzy's cooldowns are likely not all up here, but Emhyr gets the luxury of starting it before they do come up. So here we go. Amelia, take it away.
Emhyr already down at 50%. Look at that, into the red zone. If Snozzy could keep him down, nope, those heals coming up. Emhyr back up to 80%. Snozzy down to 75%. Emhyr up to 100. Snozzy at 50, getting ran over. Just keeping that distance. Use Trinket to get out of that mind control. Mind control interrupted. Emhyr at 75%, Snozzy still at 50. Snozzy sitting at 75% while Emhyr sits at 100. He's dropping now as Snozzy puts on the pressure.
And it will come to the rolls. Man, that feigned death up against the barricade there, that was close. Snozzy almost went all the way off, but the expert reflexes there that got him Gladiator on multiple occasions prevailed, and Snozzy was able to get back inbound. So here we go, come to the rolls again. And Emhyr will roll first this time. An 8 from Emhyr this time. And a 59 from Snozzy, so it's tied up 1-1. And Snozzy will initiate the next duel. It looks like Snozzy has changed up his spec, and he is now going survival, so he will now be a melee fighter. Very interesting choice there. We'll see what he can do with survival. War Song offensive reigns supreme here tonight. And Snozzy switches specs again, this time marksmanship. We'll see what he finally goes with when he initiates the duel. But the War Song offensive reigning supreme here tonight. All 3 of the finalists are from the War Song offensive. The Horde represented proudly. And the 2 Forsaken fighters battling it out to see who goes on to fight the first ever rogue to make the championship finale. The first ever, Goblin rogue, I should say. The Godfather himself, Xanti, looks on and awaits his opponent. Oh, whoops, sorry. I hit escape. I was looking at Xanti. All right, so here we go. Round number 3.
Same as before. Emhyr's dropping low, or was dropping low. He bubbled and got it back. Is that up 100%? Now Snozzy's taking the damage. Snozzy already down to 50%. Emhyr's sitting at 100. Snozzy running. He's sitting about 30%. Just above the red zone. Just trying to keep his distance. Keep that mind control out of sight. Out of mind. And there
And
goes
Snozzy accidentally launches himself off the ledge. Oh my god! Snozzy disengages and goes soaring off the ledge to inadvertently give Emhyr round number 3. Unbelievable. What a finish. And Emhyr leads 2-1.
Where'd you land?
I think I can get to my body.
Okay, I was going to soulstone you.
You could do that too.
I just need to find your body.
Oh my
here, I can
god,
hang it.
that's hilarious.
Hanging it.
Well, I see that. I just can't find it in the rock. Oh, there it is. Now I find it. Oh, I can't use soulstone because you release.
Oh no.
Hey, Dora,
Dora,
come to me.
Perez.
I hit the wrong.
I can't believe that. I've never seen anything like that. All kinds of surprises here tonight. We are coming up on our championship finale. As I mentioned, one way or another, history is going to be made. 3 fighters who have never won the title, all in contention for it. If you're just tuning in, Snozzy accidentally launched himself off the ledge there with disengaged as he was dropping low, trying to avoid the knockout, and ends up falling all the way down. We needed a Wile E. Coyote cam for that one as Snozzy went all the way down
Up here.
to the rocks.
He's in this crevice.
What a night it has been. Adior returning to action. McGregor returning to action. Zanti eliminating him from the tournament. Emhyr debuting against Amelia. And now here up against Snozzy. Back-to-back Forsaken versus Forsaken matchups with Smokey the Bear falling in between. We've seen Typhoon earned Smokey the Bear advancement. Mind Control earned Emhyr advancement. Snozzy looking to eliminate Emhyr just as he did Smokey the Bear and bring it to a final best of 7 between him and Zanti. But right now he is trailing by 1 in this best of 5 series. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, next Sunday, the Sunday night fights will return to Pandaria for a final time this season. The Mogushan Palace going to be playing host to the Sunday night fights for the first time ever. And then we will have the Gridiron Death Match, a 4v4, 3v3, depending on the turnout. Very innovative matchup, basically wild rugby. This is going to be held at the Ring of Trials. And then, of course, our final stop here in the 2018 season, WOAR itself. What an epic tournament that is going to be with WOAR, the iconic Titan City as the backdrop. And then it is on to the playoffs. 3 weeks after tonight, 2 tournaments, and the Renegades Brawl will be upon us. Emhyr, Zanti, Snozzy, all of them have the potential to put themselves in the hunt should they win out here tonight. The top 4 competitors are all eliminated or didn't show up. And of course, Smokey the Bear still on the hunt as well, despite that loss. So here we go. Emhyr, Snozzy, round number 4. And Snazzy, no surprise there, back to Beastmaster.
Emhyr going down quickly, as in the first 2 matches. And here come the heels back up. There's mind control. Emhyr down to about 50%. Now he's going back up while Snazzy drops down, but Snazzy even heals himself back up to 100. Mind control being cast.
Notice the focus from Snazzy. Every time that mind control takes him right up to the ledge, he's able to rebound and get back in bounds before it takes him off.
Snazzy down 50%. Emhyr at like 75. Both fighters now neck and neck. Emhyr getting heels back off to get back up to about 75%.
Aspect of the turtle deflects the mind control there. Emhyr goes into a freezing trap.
Snazzy sticking all of his pets on Emhyr. Snazzy though at 75% while Emhyr sticks to about 80. Mind control being cast again, and Snazzy goes off the edge.
Oh, tries to disengage back off, but it's too late for Snazzy.
He tried to catch a spot too, so he didn't flee, but couldn't catch one.
And down goes Snazzy, and up goes Emhyr, advancing to the championship finale. And it will be Priest versus Rogue, Emhyr versus Zanti, with the SNF world title on the line here in our championship finale. Great duels, brother.
Yeah, that was a good fight.
So Snazzy, Adior, Smokey the Bear, all the fighters eliminated tonight, but they will be back in action next Sunday. And now it comes down to our championship finale, Emhyr versus Zanti. Zanti looking to become the 4th Rogue champion in history. Emhyr looking to become the 2nd Disc Priest champion in history. Keep in mind, when Dog Stew won the title, it was as Shadow. He was the only other Priest champion besides Foxy Hills. So here we go. War Song offensive finale. Centurions, Outriders, Legionnaires, rise up for your War Song offensive finalists, Emhyr and Zanti, with the spotlight on and everything hanging in the balance. Toby, if we could get a banner up. Thank you. I need to get one on Emhyr. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Amelia, what is your pick for this one? Zanti versus Emhyr. Who do you think is going to come out on top? It's tough to say, right? Because, like, I can land the mind control, but Zanti also has stealth, so he can kind of dance around that. So it's kind of tough to say.
It really is tough to say. Like, I don't know who would win this one. It's really up to, like you said, landing the mind control or not, and if Zanti can get out of it and keep out of it.
So here we go. Best of 7. 2 minutes per round, and the title in the balance. And Zanti will initiate the first duel. And Zanti did not drop group. Got caught out of stealth early.
My control being cast. Both fighters neck and neck. Zanti's about 75%, but both fighters barely taking any damage. Mind control being cast again. Zanti dropping to about 75%. Emhyr down to 50. Trying to heal back up. Heal interrupt. However, he still was able to get up to 100%. Mind control almost being casted. Interrupted. Zanti sitting about 65%. Now up to 75. Jumps right back in there after being feared. Mind control almost being cast again. And Zanti's off the edge.
What the hell's going on here? Goblin Glider. Zanti lands.
And he makes it back before fleeing.
What the hell?
Zanti's still in it.
And it will come to the rolls despite the effort. That was hilarious. The Goblin Glider saves him. Championship rules, of course, unless he is, unless it gets killed from the fall or flees the duel, he's still able to enter back into it. And Zanti was able to do that there. Despite the effort, it does come to the rolls, but fantastic move from him, getting that Goblin Glider off in time. And the crafty Zanti stays in it.
They can't join our group.
A 52 from Emhyr. And an 82 from Zanti, who now leads 1-0. So Zanti will initiate the next round. Anyone's game here. That mind control you saw there took Zanti off the ledge. He was able to rebound and get back in before going out of bounds, being counted out, and wins via the rolls. Zanti looking to become the first Goblin champion in SNF history. Emhyr looking to become the first Forsaken champion in SNF history. And here comes Zanti. I'm going to take it away.
Emhyr dropping down to about 75%. He's dropping quickly. Shield up. He's healing himself back up. Emhyr almost back up to 100%. Zanti now down to 80. Banished. Zanti's back. Both fighters neck and neck. Zanti trying to get as many poisons and dots up on Emhyr. Emhyr down to like 65%. Same as Zanti. Now Emhyr's back up. Mind control being interrupted. Xanti's sitting at 75 while Emhyr's now at 100. Xanti trying to keep on top of Emhyr. Mind control being cast again. Interrupted yet again. Xanti, though, down to 35%. You're dealing the damage on Xanti. Now Xanti's back up to about 60%. Emhyr around 75. Both fighters about neck and neck. Oops. Emhyr gets that shield off. Xanti's now almost into the red zone. Xanti sitting about 35%. Trying to keep that distance. Xanti almost into the red zone. Oh, he is in the red zone. Trying to keep that distance. Keep that go to time. Can Emhyr hold? Can Xanti hold on? Oh, he vanished. Can Xanti get off the heels? That fear, and looks like Emhyr might have it. Emhyr have, and he does.
And Emhyr takes round number 2, tying it up 1-1. Wow, what a round. For years, I trained alongside the best disciplined priest I've ever played with and ever seen step into the arena. I learned, and now taking over the reins, taught by the phenom, Foxy Hills, and of course I leveled this character with Foxy. And he gave me a lot of pointers and a lot of tips, and the rest I picked up on my own. But all those years playing alongside the phenom, the 9-time champion, paying off here for Emhyr tonight, as the Righteous Reaper is able to take down the Godfather there in round number 2, tying it up. Plenty of rounds to go here for Xanti or Emhyr to battle back. And Amelia, I think you would agree, this is anyone's game. Could go either way here.
It could.
So Emhyr will initiate the next round, and here we go.
Oh, Xanti being brought out of stealth early with that fear and that mind control. Can you get him off the edge quick enough? Yes, he does. And Xanti goes again for that pat.
Oh, can he make it? He lands, but can he get back in time?
Can he? It looks like he does. Wait, where'd he go? Oh, he vanished.
I don't even know if he made the platform. I don't even know if he made the jump. He might be hanging on the ledge there. I have no idea where Xanti went, but somehow he gets the mind control lands, and Xanti with the Goblin Glider, fittingly enough, is able to stay in it.
Oh, he did miss.
He missed. He missed. Where is he, though?
He's back, though. I just saw him going to stealth on this platform.
Oh, there he is.
Both fighters neck and neck. Xanti coming out of nowhere there. Xanti trying to do as much damage. Mind control again. There goes Xanti off the edge. And
oh my God, what a finish. Didn't have the Goblin Glider that time, and Emhyr takes this round. This is as exciting a series I have seen with the Disc Priest involved since Foxy Hills and Doc Stu went at it on top of Karazhan, trading mind controls. And when you're at an arena like this, I always say use the arena to your advantage, whether it's line of sight, whether it's guards that can attack, whatever. Use the arena to your advantage. It's one of the unique things about Sunday night fights with AFC. We don't have those gimmicks for the arenas, and here we do. And Emhyr has used it so far tonight to his advantage with the mind control there. And when you see it, the suspense as the fighter goes over towards the ledge, I think it adds a whole another layer to it that you don't get at other arenas. I mean, would you agree with that? I mean, I know obviously you lost your tough loss. I hope you're not salty over that still, but I think you'd agree. I used to love watching Foxy and Doc Stu go at it when they were at arenas like this.
Oh yeah, it's interesting to watch. Especially with the last round, how Zanti disappeared, came back, disappeared again, and then came back.
And then got caught with the mind control at the end without the Goblin Glider. Amazing. So Emhyr leads 2-1. And here we go, round number 4. I don't know where Zanti's going. He's flying up into the air. All right, so here we go. Emhyr looking to avenge McGregor. My final switch point used on Emhyr for this season. Keep in mind you can switch characters a total of 3 times throughout the season.
Zanti keeping to stealth. Probably to try and draw it out to the rolls. Oh, there's Zanti. Coming in with that damage. Only gets Emhyr down to about 75%. Now Zanti's taking that damage. Mind control coming up. Trinket being used. Zanti's vanished. Emhyr at 50%. Now up to 100. Zanti seeming to stay in stealth this time.
And it will come to the rolls. And the Godfather will roll first. A 5. And a 25 from Emhyr, who now leads 3-1. One more win for the Righteous Reaper, and he will become the new champion. And Zanti needing 3 more wins in a row to win the title himself. Amelia, your prediction here going forward, your thoughts so far?
Honestly, all I can see is Zanti bringing it to the rolls. Otherwise, he can get Emhyr down to about 50%, 25%, but then he brings it back himself back up to 100. So there's not really much Zanti can do here.
So here we go. Zanti and Emhyr, potentially the final round of the night.
Emhyr down to about 60%. Zanti sitting about 75. Emhyr keeping himself healed up. Zanti vanishing.
Come on, Zanti, where you at? And Zanti going to hide in stealth and bring it to the rolls again. Very interesting to see from a rogue. Usually you see it from healers or druids, trying to bring it to the rolls through stealth, but I've not seen it from a damage dealer in all the years I've been commentating these fights and participating as well. So the Godfather going to try to win via the rolls. Everything on the line here. Sudden death for him. And he will roll first and roll to stay alive in this series. Emhyr up 3-1. An 89 from Zanti. And Emhyr rolling for the championship. A 29. Emhyr rolls a 29 to Zanti's 89. And the Godfather stays in it. Emhyr's lead decreased to 1. And Zanti will only need one more win, whether it be by knockout or hiding in stealth and bringing it to the rolls to tie it up 3-3. So Zanti will initiate the next duel.
That Halo bringing Zanti out before he could get his stealth stuff off. Now Zanti's about 75%, while Emhyr sits actually now at 75% as well. Both fighters neck and neck.
One
Zanti
knockout and Zanti ties it up. One knockout and Emhyr wins the title. Sorry, Toby, go ahead.
all good. Zanti now down about 50%. Emhyr sitting at about 75. Zanti taking off. Zanti's still sitting about 50%. Emhyr sitting above 70%, trying to keep it there. Looks like he's getting to 100. Zanti's still about 35, 40. Will Zanti be able to bring it to the rolls this time? Zanti getting his distance, bringing himself back up to about 80%. Both fighters now about 100%. Emhyr going back down. Both fighters neck and neck. Emhyr getting heals off, interrupted there. That shield taking that damage though, letting him heal back up. Zanti's still about 60%. Zanti vanishing.
And it will come to the rolls. So here we go. Everything on the line. Zanti looking to tie it up. And Emhyr will roll first to win the title. A 95 from Emhyr. And a 50 from Zanti. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time since 2016, we have a Disc Priest as your champion, and for the first time ever, we have a Forsaken as the SNF World Champion. History has been made here tonight at the Nexus. Mind control, straight up knockouts, and victories via the rolls all contributed on Emhyr's debut victory. His first title victory, and what a historic debut it was. Emhyr officially part of the SNF roster. He will remain throughout the rest of the SNF season, and you got to think he is a top contender heading forward towards the playoffs. Thank you for joining us here. Week 15 of the 2018 SNF season is in the books, and don't miss out next week when the SNF comes to Mogushan Palace at 6 p.m. server time, 9 Eastern time. Fighters, gladiators, skirmishers. That will do it for week 15. What a night it was, and what a night it will be next week as the SNF season with week 16 continues on. And until then, we press on.